Hey there kids, it's your good buddy, Uncle Ben, and this is Arnold. Arnold is an Ibanez RG550 that I have already modded the shit out of, and in today's video we're gonna mod the shit out of it some more. Let's get into it. Hey there kids, it's your good buddy Uncle Ben, and welcome to a brand new installment of Meet the Machines, the gear series for people who like things that are nice. I like things that are nice. And as you guys know, vintage Ibanez guitars are very nice indeed. It's actually kind of weird to think that in like 2 years this guitar is going to be 40. At that point, will it just exclusively play like blues dad licks? I hope not. This guitar's life began in Japan in 1987. It's a very first year Ibanez RG550. And it started off as a factory black 550 with the rosewood fretboard. Sometime after that, whoever owned it refinished it in a classic white finish and put a neon green DiMarzio tone zone pickup in the bridge. That's how it was whenever I bought it off of my buddy almost 10 years ago. The very first video that I made using this guitar was a video called Ben's New Baby. It was a hot weekend wank shop lick. And since then, I've used it on my channel a whole bunch, like in the Floyd Rose adjustment video or the neck refinishing video that some of you guys have seen. What? Whenever the guitar ended up in my hands, I liked it a lot, and I really dug the white finish, but the clear coat was like peeling off in strips. It wasn't gonna last. Around that time, I got an idea to try a new rad finish on a guitar based off of something that I saw at a guitar shop in Asheville, North Carolina. I can't remember the guitar brand or even the name of the shop, but somebody had finished a guitar there with like some copper leaf, and I thought it looked pretty cool, but just a little too, I don't know, neat and clean. It got me thinking about what it would look like if you oxidized that copper and maybe mixed in some silver leaf on there as well and beat it up. So this is the first guitar that I ever tried refinishing in a finishing style that I came to call Fallout. It's actual copper and silver leaf that I applied by hand, and then age it and distress it and oxidize it using a bunch of different processes. That way it has that really battle-worn, kind of chewed up look to it, kind of a post-apocalyptic finish, hence the Fallout name. After I did this guitar, I did several others for friends and customers, including a couple of Jacksons, some RSTDs, including my custom 070 that was a NAMM showpiece. Really awesome guitar. They all turn out different, kind of like the swirl painting thing. That's what I like about it. It makes them all one of a kind. My buddy Joe did a urethane clear coat on it that looks fantastic. My friend Mike Arrigo from Ibanez hooked me up with a new tremolo because the old one was really chewed up. Initially, whenever I put this guitar together, I had a custom humbucker single pick guard that was made by Ethan from Instrumental Pickups, which is a really rad company. And he built me a couple of pickups to go in there as well. It was kind of a medium to low output bridge humbucker, and it was actually a Telly neck single pickup in there in this awesome oxidized copper finish that just matched the look of the guitar perfectly. Really awesome. Unfortunately, this guitar, I don't know, it just didn't really naturally gel with those pickups. This thing is pretty thin sounding naturally, so having that lower output set of pickups in there, it just didn't really have enough natural body to do them justice. So I switched that out for the original HSH guard that came with the guitar, which also means it has that really annoying knob placement where the volume knob is right here by the bridge pickup, like on a Strat, you know? And I put some Fishman Fluence classic pickups in here, which I love. They're great. They sound every bit as good in this guitar as they do in any of the other guitars that I have them in. Like my ancient blue 550 here. Sounds great. But that's also kind of the problem. Sounds exactly like that guitar. If I've got all these guitars, I might as well all be doing something a little bit different, you know? And that's part of the inspiration for the makeover that we're gonna give this thing today. In today's video, we're gonna see if my devious plot works out, but you're gonna get even more out of this video if you check out the extended and ad-free cut, which is available only on my Patreon page, patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. Not guaranteed to not be a cult, but it is guaranteed to be the best buck you spend this month. Because even for just $1 a month, you can get access to hundreds of exclusive posts, bonus videos, downloadable tabs, backing tracks, and so much more. So don't delay, sign up today over there at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. As we go through this video, I'm going to be playing through one of my favorite dirt tone combinations. It's the Carl Martin Plexitone pedal going into the front of my Marshall 1987X Plexi reissue. And I got all that stuff running through the UA aux as always. Now let's talk about the game plan here. So what I'm going to do is replace the pick guard and all of the electronics, hopefully give it a little bit of a facelift and a new sound. The plain black plastic has just never excited me. It doesn't look fun enough, you know? So I've ordered a custom mirror HH guard from my friend Paul over at 5 Alarm Guitars. You'll notice that it's only routed for one volume knob, no tone, tone. And he also made me a custom mirror backplate and electronics cover. I think that's just gonna give it a little bit more zazz up front, you know, a little more visual excitement. And that's especially going to be true whenever I install these neon green DiMarzio pickups in there, because why the f not, right? That's just gonna look fun. I figured too, with the neon green, it kind of completes that radioactive kind of Fallout vibe, you know? And these came recommended to me from my friends at DiMarzio because I told them it was going in, you know, a basswood guitar, tremolo, sounds kind of thin naturally. And they said, you probably want to try out these new Sonic Ecstasy pickups that were designed for old John Petrucci himself and his big old biceps of justice. But you know, now that I'm looking at it and seeing it on camera, it does look really sick as is. I might be making a huge mistake. But everything is reversible. All that I've wasted is my own time, and yours, since you're watching this video. But I don't think it'll be a waste of time. I think it's gonna be sick. It is the hour of guitar techery, which means I must whip out my Tech Anywhere mat. Every guitar tech's best bud. You can get yourself one of these bad Larrys with a big ass discount if you use promo code Uncle Ben at checkout. That's 2 words. Uncle space Ben. But don't type out space. Just hit that space bar, space key or whatever. Uncle Ben at checkout. Get yourself a discount. These things rule. Out with the old guts and in with the new. I gotta say, I'm not immediately as sold as I thought that I would be. This might be bringing too much brightness to the front of the guitar. Perhaps I have flown too close to the sun. Or maybe not. Let's keep going. Well, good news, bad news. I won't have to worry about making the wrong decision with the mirror pick guard because I broke the thing. So I was, you know, trying to get the pickups in there, and you put them on the screws with little spring things, and the springs are like a mile long. So I was getting frustrated with it and just kind of manhandling it, and yeah, it just snapped. Totally my fault. It is no fault of 5 Alarm Guitars and the guard that they made me. It's me being careless and in a rush and beating it up. But on the bright side, they zipped me out just a plain black, white, black 3-ply guard to replace it. So it's still drilled for the 1 volume knob and everything the way I want it to. And yeah, I'm gonna try my best to not murder another one of these things, but I think the black guard's gonna be the way to go anyway. Onwards and upwards. All right, it's soldering time. I've got myself a DiMarzio wiring diagram pulled up here on my cellular tellular. In it to win it. You know, I used to think that I was horrible at soldering and that soldering was extremely difficult to do. And that's back when I was using a $15 wood burning iron that I got from the craft section at Walmart to do my soldering. My sincerest apologies to anybody who I did a wiring job for back then. Actually, several of mine from those days still work, so I guess it wasn't that bad. But after I upgraded, and I think it was my wife got me this Weller soldering station for Christmas a few years ago, it's such a game changer. It's like, oh, this is actually not that hard to do when you have the right equipment. So if you plan on doing, you know, a couple, 2, 3 of these things, absolutely worth it. Just invest a little bit of money, get yourself a good soldering iron, make your life a whole lot more easier. All right there, kids, here we are now with, I guess it would be Arnold 3.0 now at this point, with its third new make over here. Okay, legit, I'm glad that the mirror pick guard didn't work out. I don't think it would have looked that great. The black is definitely suiting it better. The neon green pickups, it's a choice. I'll put it that way. I like it. I think there's going to be some days where I'm like, that's not the right look. But today is not one of those days. I think it looks really fun, and I'm just stoked to mash some rope on this thing. So the operation was a successful failure. So I wired this up using one of those multi-pole super switches, and I think I foobarred the wiring a little bit. Like, the middle position is definitely not what it's supposed to be. That's supposed to be both humbuckers on. It sounds more like the bridge and like parallel or something. Something weird's going on there. So I got to do a little bit more work on it, but I got the important ones working, the main bridge and neck pickup sounds. So without further ado, let's do some before and after comparison clips. So there we have it, guys, a little makeover action for one of the most unique guitars in my entire collection, Arnold the RG. Pretty rad, man. You know, I think I'm going to continue tweaking on this thing. I don't know if it has quite reached its final form yet, but I'm definitely going to enjoy this setup for quite some time now. Partially because I like it, partially because I'm very lazy and I don't want to do it all again. I do have to work on this thing some more though, setup-wise. I don't know what happened, but somewhere along the lines of the transformation, it plays like shit now. The action is like really high, and I have no idea why. The bridge is like really low, it's on the post correctly and everything, so I've got no idea what's happened there. So that's gonna require a little bit more attention, but it'll definitely be worth it. These pickups compared to the Fishmans. The Fishmans have that very hi-fi kind of thing going on, which some people like and some people don't. I like it personally. The top end is like really clear, very like three-dimensional sounding. These are a little bit more in the realm of a traditional passive pickup that doesn't quite have that intensity in the high end. They're really warm and fat, which is really what I needed for this guitar, considering it sounds so thin naturally. It needed something fat in there. Really like how that sounds, but it's still got clarity to it. You know, chords really ring out very nicely, and that neck pickup is super warm and smooth sounding, as you would expect from a Joe Patrumi neck pickup, right? And of course, I'll have to continue messing with that switch to get that wiring worked out, but you know what? It's good enough for now. I'm curious what you guys would do with this guy aesthetically, you know? Would you stick with this black pick guard? Would you change out the colors of the pickups? I know that neon green is definitely going to be a love it or leave it with a lot of you guys. One of the biggest aesthetic inspirations I have for this guitar is Steve Vai's Bruno, which is that burnt, formerly swirled universe that he plays in like the For the Love of God video. It's got the crazy color scheme going on. It's got some really vivid colors going on with the inlays and the pink knobs and all that. And he did the cream colored pickups on there, and I think that would actually look really dope on this as well. I could imagine this just having some regular, you know, ivory colored pickups in there. That'd look cool. Or some of those rad like battle worn covers that Bare Knuckle and a couple other companies are doing. That might look really cool. I don't know. I want to know what you guys would do with it. So let me know down in the comments section. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you want to check out the extended cut with even more good stuff and zero of those pesky ads, you can sign up today over on my Patreon page at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. You'll get access to that video and hundreds of other goodies for as little as $1 a month, so don't delay, sign up today. Be sure to like this video, hit subscribe, ring the bell for notifications every time I upload a new slice of fried gold, and tune in next week for some more hot guitar stuff coming at you. Well guys, it's been fun as always, but I think I'm going to try to get to the bottom of what's going on with this setup on this guy. I got to get this thing playing good again. As for you guys, I recommend picking up your favorite rock guitar, grabbing that thing, plugging it in, and mashing some rope. Let's click it. More picking.